And then the question is, well, what about the sort of the unwritten input from the radiologist? Because I was in the
Right.
habit of discussing the film with the radiologist. I even talked to a radiologist who told me, I really miss the old days. It's kind of lonely down here now. He considered himself a consultant, that
Right.
and now, yeah, I mean, so now we do it on the phone. We say, okay, can you pull up image 26-17, on this MRI? And we can kind of do it that way. But I take the residents physically to radiology at least a couple times a week. So it's usually a fellow or a resident that we can talk with. And it's just amazing the insights you get from being in person that you don't get, in a remote setting. So I'm going to emphasize that that's always better. But on the other hand, a lot of times you don't need those insights and you need coverage, which is the other issue, right? And
Right. Right. I totally agree. I think for large, I think that's the downside of private equity commoditizing radiology is that it's viewed as something like any other commodity. But in the past 10 years, University of Michigan came out with a study that when general surgeons round with radiologists on whether or not to operate, it influences their decision by 36% about whether to or not operate. And so I think for health systems that can have dedicated radiologists that work for them and have chart access and are get known by their colleagues there rather than being like in a fractional pool that's with 1,000 other hospitals just all mixed in. I think we're starting to see the downsides of that with patient quality. There's things that are, I guess you call them like implicit costs or costs that aren't necessarily seen on a balance sheet, and that's lawsuits, sentinel events, communication breakdowns, things that you may have seen because you've seen both models.